My name is Rick Pinero, and I'm a targeted individual. I'm a target of organized stalking, workplace mobbing, and electronic torture. Some people call it gang stalking. Also with electronic torture, some people call it electronic harassment. There are a few acronyms we're going to use here. The TI stands for targeted individual. Not to brag about my accomplishments, but just to establish some credibility. I served almost 10 years in the U.S. Army. During that time, I received 12 medals and was awarded Non-Commissioned Officer of the Year. There's a lot of online organizations that discuss or talk about organized stalking, but there is no organization within these groups. There's no direction. There's a lot of misinformation. There's no guidance on what us TIs can do to actually make a change in our own communities. The purpose of taking control of our communities, they control who's being stalked, who's being harassed, and actually, in some communities, they will control who actually lives in their communities. It's time that we take the responsibility and control of our own communities. And the way we do that is with local TI groups, targeted individual groups, where we make our own local groups in our own communities. There's power in numbers, and even if it's only two people, you can make a change in your own life and make a better life for yourself. We're starting a series of videos that will help TIs start organizing in the local groups. Right now I'd like to introduce Dr. Moss Posner.
Hi, I'm Moss David Posner. I'm a practicing internist, a medical doctor. I've had specialty training in cancer and hematology at the University of Southern California. I've been in practice for more years than I care to admit. And I'm also a targeted individual, or have been in the past. Rick and I met because there have been fora that allow people to make contributions, and we thought about it and realized that nobody's really doing anything about this problem outside of talking online and staying very busy. And because the state of the nation is equally as impoverished, we decided that maybe we ought to ask ourselves, how are we going to help ourselves and how are we going to help other targeted individuals? And by way of background, I've written articles on this. You can find them online in the American Chronicle under my name, Moss David Posner, and I've written on other subjects. I also was in the military briefly. I had a couple of medals, but nothing like Rick has. And I have been very concerned because I found out I was a target as a result of the events that took place in 1970, which scared me half to death because I didn't know then what I know now. Over the years, the more I meet people who have been targets and the more I see what's happening in this country, the more I become absolutely convinced that the only way that we're going to solve the problems of targeted individuals as well as other problems is for people to take action in their local communities. That's where the strength is. And what we want to do in a series of videos is give you folks an idea of what we can do, what you can do to start to turn this around. And the first thing, the secret, is to take local personal responsibility in forming groups. I might say by way of explanation that what we'd like to do is give you some information, tell you how we think you can do this, and give you sources to look up what we're going to talk about to confirm in your mind that what we're saying is absolutely true. Once that being done, we will be willing to go down and meet with you and some members of your groups, if you wish, and try to help you go further with your organization. So again, our purpose is to try to help you get your lives back. I've seen enough young people who have been tortured, and there's no other word for it, and it makes me mad, and I don't like being scared, so I decided not to be. But there are a lot of TIs out there that are absolutely terrified. I am convinced that most online groups, it would be charitable to say they've been ineffective. I think it's much worse, and I'll talk about that later. But regardless of what you believe, if you are a target or you suspect yourself as being one, the only way you're going to dig yourself out is to form a local group, get one or two more people to join you, and we'll help you as well. So that's where we are with this thing, and we want very badly for you folks to do this. By way of locating videos, we will make the videos. Initially, we'll use our name as tags so you can get to us. Again, I'm Moss David Posner, M-O-S-S, David Posner. Rick, what name are you going to use?
Rick Pinero, P-I-N-E-I-R-O.
I can never spell it properly, but at any rate, that's where it is. So we'd like to invite you to watch these series, and we'll be more than happy to help you in every way we can. By way of feedback, if you want to put comments, just put them at the end of the video. We'll examine them, of course, and if you wish a response, we'll find out a way to respond. So, God bless. Please keep the faith, and we will help you, but you've got to help yourself.